There's a castle in New Hampshire. You don't have to go to Europe to see castles. It's just about an hour away from our house. And we went and checked it out a couple weeks ago. We're going to share it with you. Stick around. All right, welcome back to the shop here in beautiful Canterbury, New Hampshire. So good to have you hanging out with us a little bit. And we have a very special episode for you tonight because 2 weeks ago, the camera lady and I were on a little vacation up by the lakes region in New Hampshire.
Fraternizing with
nature. And we couldn't sit still. I mean, actually we could. We did quite well sitting still. But one day we thought, let's go check out the Castle in the Clouds. Maybe they'll bring us around. And the Castle in the Clouds is our special destination for this road trip. And, well, a lot gets explained in the video, but just want to give you a quick backstory that it made me think, what would you do with $1 million? You know, that old question, what would you do if you were suddenly a millionaire? Well, Thomas Plant in, let's see, it was 1908, was a millionaire, and he retired from the shoe business. He, actually maybe it was 1910, but regardless, he retired at 51. He owned a shoe business down in Lynn, Massachusetts that at the time was the largest factory, shoemaking factory, and I think factory in general in the world at that time. So shoes were big here in Massachusetts. And Thomas Plant was right there. Well, he sold the company and he had what at that time was a fortune and had to find something to do with the rest of his life, right? With the money. And he built the most extraordinary home, but the home is itself, they call it a castle now. It's also been called a mansion, but it's 16 rooms and it's not ostentatious like you would think. It was built in 1913 and 14 in the craftsman style, but a very specialized, unusual style. Beautiful, a lot of European influence, and you'll see in the video. It's just a stunning place to go because it just looks handmade, the entire house. It's not ostentatious. But the biggest thing is where he chose to place it, right on a mountainside that overlooks the Winnipesaukee, Lake Winnipesaukee, the famous lakes region of New Hampshire. The views are breathtaking and stunning. Here, when we're visiting, it's into the afternoon, so the sun was not at its most pleasing angle, but trust me, if you go there in the early morning or later evening, it's unbelievable. And it's also an incredible place to have a wedding. If you got one and you were in New Hampshire, you should check that out because that would be a mind-blowing option if you wanted. Yeah. They actually hold the weddings right in the backyard that you'll see in the video.
If you go there, there's stalls. I mean, they have a restaurant there that was made out of the horse stalls. He even had a golf course, Bald Peak Golf Course that he built for his friends and he to have some fun. He did a lot of stuff.
So you can look it up on the web, Castle in the Clouds. And is it Moultonborough, New Hampshire?
Moultonborough, yeah.
Yeah, so you can check it out further. But I think our video is going to be the end-all information. Actually, we didn't make it to be a deep dive documentary, right? No. But we were fortunate enough to have Robin Sherman, the curator and director of preservation, was kind enough to walk us around, and she was really great.
Really good.
Very well spoken, and described a lot of the features and a wealth of information. So maybe you'll bump into her if you make a visit as well.
Yeah, she stepped in. Didn't have a plan. We had a gentleman who was going to take us. Chuck, what was his name? He was someone that Tom had known and worked with before, so he got called away. So she got a surprise that day, I believe, that she was going to be on. And
Yeah, she did a great job.
thanks to both of them for
Well,
making this happen for us. Yeah.
As you'll see in
For
the
all of us.
video. All right, so without any further ado, I think we covered it, right? They moved in 1914, and oh, one other thing. You'll hear how many acres in there, but one of the things he built for his guests was a golf course, an 18-hole golf course, which you don't see in this because it's down by the lake. And I've actually been fortunate to play that a couple times, but it's called Bald Peak Colony Club. It was part of his estate at that time. And he had Donald Ross was the architect and very involved, not like some of the Donald Ross courses designed. He was actually there. He was a friend of Thomas Plant. So this is one of his earlier courses, and it's amazing, fun place to play. But it's not a public course, unfortunately. So, but you can check that out too. Imagine you're a guest. They had homes down by the course. Why don't you stay down there, play a little golf? All right. So let's go for it.
Here we go.
It's a great day to come up here. Crystal clear views. We're looking at over 15 years of restoration so far.
This, what interests me about this is it reminds me a little of the Gamble House in the way the architecture of the house is almost fine furniture, right? Like it almost indistinguishable from the interior, like every little detail about the framing, the stonework, everything is thought about.
Yes, and so intricately fit together.
Yeah. So I looked up online, the architectural firm was in Boston.
Yes.
But a lot of their work was in institutional buildings and high schools and
churches, public buildings, yes.
But this looks like nothing else they've made.
There are little bits and pieces that Beale drew upon from other commissions. The Church of All Souls and one of the Unitarian churches down in the Roxbury area have similarities in the style of roof, being a stone-clad building, some of the half timbering. Okay. So this is a place where he brought all of those little elements from different projects together and really reflects the global architectural traditions that the Plants were interested in. They had traveled broadly and brought home all of these ideas.
When you said half timbering, what is that?
So the decorative timbering up in the eaves around the house. Okay. It's kind of Swiss or Germanic in style.
You mean on the facade or the way the...
on the facade,
okay.
Yes.
Wow, that looks awesome.
That chair is part of a suite of furniture that includes this table over here, the settee that's upstairs, and then an umbrella stand as well.
Yeah, it's got that Queen Anne, almost Windsor-like.
Mostly original furniture in here.
So what can you tell us about this room?
So a lot of this furniture is either Toby handmade furniture or by the Irving and Casson firm. There is also in the house Payne furniture. Those were kind of the big three that the Plants purchased when they were outfitting the home.
So when you say Toby furniture, what was that?
So Toby Furniture Company was located in Chicago, and they advertised that they used skilled Norwegian craftsmen to hand carve all of the individual pieces. It is, yes. Over here, the nice pedestal table and the larger library table in the center of the room, which has these really intricately carved legs. Mm-hmm. Each leg features a different leaf pattern. The wood interior design, we believe, was done by the Irving and Casson Company as well. So all of that hand carving around the fireplace would have been done by their workers. They really thought about the details in this home and how it was going to blend together and make a comfortable living environment for them without being over the top or ostentatious. They didn't want to detract from the natural vista. The scenery was the reason they built their house here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
making a beautiful, comfortable home, but really the star of the show is outside.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interphone system throughout the house, so they could very easily get in touch with a servant if they needed anything. They could communicate with each other, with their guests.
So 1913, 14?
Correct.
Wow.
When Tom built this house, he already had the experience of building a whole shoe factory, and he was very much interested in the most efficient way of doing things. So he brought that experience into the technologies, especially throughout this house. Central vacuum, ammonia brine refrigeration, this intercom system, really made it a very functional home. The pipes over here that you see are original, but they're decorative. The functioning pipes were hidden in that room behind.
Oh, I see, okay.
The organ console is up on the other side of the room, up
Oh,
that
I
small
see.
staircase.
I see.
And this is all original furniture in this room as well. This is Irving and Casson. Some of it custom designed to fit into an octagon-shaped room.
Yeah, look at that. Seeing the way that fits into the corner, that's very interesting. I mean, not many people would want to buy this furniture because where are you going to put a table like that?
Right?
Oh, and this is the original refrigeration?
Yes.
That's incredible.
So there were 3 refrigerators in the house, one here, one in the cook's pantry, and one on the basement level. And it is an ammonia brine refrigeration system.
That was probably the first type in homes at that time?
This was very advanced for domestic architecture. There were similar systems used in like breweries and butcher shops and large scale operations, but most people still had ice boxes at this point.
It's amazing how that top survived so well. You know, being, since seeing this, I ended up putting a wooden top in our own home. And I was thinking about this top. I didn't put any grooves, but it is an undermounted sink similar to that, but not as nice as that old sink.
This is Tiffany glass in the ceiling. There are 5 skylights on the roof that let the sunlight into the attic,
Yeah.
and then 8 lay lights on this level that helps diffuse into the space. Makes it a lot brighter. This is the owner's chamber through here. So we're over the dining room now.
Wow. So is that octagonal room on the end in the sort of the turret? Is this the original beds?
Yes.
Wow.
We have 3 of the original 4-bedroom suites for the home. Twin beds were a fad at the time. You were supposed to get better, more restful sleep if you were each in your individual space. But often they would push those beds right together just like this.
Yeah. It's the king size bed of the day, I guess.
Right.
Check out that view. Breathtaking. That doesn't ever get old.
Olive's desk and chaise are examples of Toby furniture. They had these great metal plates that they put on their furniture. I think I have an example over there.
To
I can
identify,
show
you
you.
mean?
Yeah.
Look at that. '1856 furniture makers.
kindness to the curator.
Yes, makes it a little bit easier when they are so obviously marked.
Yeah.
And this room was fully restored a few years ago. The floor has been restained to its original color, which we found traces of. And this color would have actually gone all through the second floor. Originally, there actually was a carpet over this.
Oh,
so
really?
This really beautiful, intricately done floor was then covered up.
Hidden for all those years.
And we know from home decor manuals from that period that what style of rug they likely would have had.
Yeah. What a perfect day. Oh my gosh. I just love this place. No, was it 3,000 acres or something like that?
6,300.
6,000.
All of these mountains behind us, he owned
Yeah.
from the peaks of these mountains to about 1.5 miles of shoreline.
Oh my gosh. More view. Yeah. Oh, it is the road up. Kind of cool to see that. Hope you enjoyed that. It's hard to capture what it looks like in video like that. So if you have the opportunity to go up there and visit Castle in the Clouds, it's worth the trip. It's a kick. And near the end of the video, we were in the turret and we were looking down out to the
pergola.
the
right?
pergola, yeah, the pergola turret. And we were looking down, and that was the road up. And you take like a little, I guess they got vans now. They used to have like a trolley car, but nice trolley-like vans. And you come up this crazy winding hill. It's very short, actually, from the carriage house, but it's just a mind-boggling location. When she mentioned the mountains behind there, they're not huge mountains, but we were showing you over the lake at that time. So there are these hills and hiking trails. I think there's like 28 miles of trails, hiking trails throughout the woods. And it's just, you can actually hike up those mountains and look down on the castle out. And just a really fun time while you're up
Beautiful.
visiting the
Yeah.
lakes. So, well,
It was
thank
a
you
little
again.
tricky. Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you again, Robin, for
Yeah.
the amazing tour. If you're watching this, and we'd love to get back up there again. And maybe when the sun's not as middle of the day, we'll get some gorgeous, even,
It's hard to find a bad spot up there.
yeah, you really can't.
Scott is asking what the interior wood was up there. You had a little conversation with Robin about that being elm.
Yes, she mentioned it was elm.
Elm veneer in the dining room.
Yeah, in that octagonal dining room.
Yeah.
That was one of the turrets. So like the master bedroom was right above that. It was octagonal. It was so cool, and great views out to the east, south, and looking west as well over the lake. But yeah, she said it was elm. It resembled walnut, but I knew it was different. And I was looking at it going, what is that wood? And she said it was elm. So we don't work with elm because of the Dutch elm disease, knocked out most of it. So we don't really have the luxury of seeing it and working with it like we do now. But
Yes, you're seeing the mountains of New Hampshire, the White Mountains in the background. Sure enough, if you go to their website, there's got a gallery of pictures of the surrounding area, much better than we could. We just gave you a drop in the bucket to what you could see when you go there, and there were a lot of footage I couldn't use because it was dark. Going to these places is tricky to film because it's dark in there. We don't bring lighting, and so
yeah, you're always
make the
pointing
best.
toward a window and you see it get dark, but you got it. You got lots of great
It's
shots.
amazing that
Yeah.
they let us go in and do this at all. So
Yeah, it was great.
Really fun.
So hope you enjoyed that. What was I going to say about the the furniture? Yeah, it's not what we're used to talking about here in our world of furniture making. We're usually focusing on artisan made, like pre-industrial methods, although we use machinery and all that. But this was early manufactured methods, and those companies I mentioned, like mostly we talked about the Toby company. They were very close, early post-industrial. So the methods for machining and the handwork, they didn't skimp on it, and they weren't changing the recipe to suit the machine. They were actually making gorgeous. You saw that little pedestal table. Those were beautifully done, well executed pieces. There was some of the other furniture, like the bedsteads and things that were more linear, not as like you'd go out of your way to see as fine furniture, but they were really nice, and they were very nice in that day for that early manufactured furniture. So
they were doing.
the furniture was interesting. There was, in the octagonal room especially, I don't know if you could see it in there, but that table that looked Queen Anne-ish had a curve in the front, but the back had an octagonal line. So it had the 22 degrees, is that right? Yeah. So it was 47, 22 is the miter, but it's a, what am I saying? It's a 45-degree corner.
I'm going to be thinking about this the rest of the night.
It's a 135-degree corner. Thank you, whoever said that. Right. But anyway, it was really a good time. So thank you again for that treat. And what I want to do with the few minutes we got left is just update you on what we've been busy with. You can see the workbench is not here like it usually is. I've got my good old Conover lathe sitting here. And the last session we had of the Chippendale chest of drawers, talk about pre-industrial, we're having a great time in that course, and it's intense. I think those who are taking it, the joinery is quite advanced, and but it's really enjoyable, and we go through each step in depth, so it's step by step. There's no parts skipped. And one of the things, really the most, I thought, exciting part of building the chest is making the quarter columns to go into the corners of the chest. Very classic Chippendale style element, decorative element. And they look, when they're done, like this. So this is a quarter column, and you can see it's only 90 degrees. It's not a full round, but when we initially make them, we make them full round. This was a test piece where I was working out the fluting. And I thought, we'll do a little woodworking here. Right? I'll show you a quick flute. It's not as in depth as the course. If you want to learn this, I go into the whole setup, the whole development of even my jig for my lathe that could be used and converted on others, to customize it to yours. But the little secret weapon for cutting these coves on this is this, talk about an antique, is this Sears and Roebuck Craftsman, yes, style router, mounted into an L bracket where the cove cutter, or they call it a box cutter, it's actually like a round nose bit, and it's like a 3/16 bit sticking out. And I talk more about all the depth there. But it's set right to the center axis of the lathe. So if you can register the piece in the location you want the flute, you can cut your flute. I'm going to put on my hearing protection, and you can turn it down in a second, and my eyeglass. And I've got it set up to cut a flute right now. So I'm going to start over here. You won't really be able to see me, and I'm going to move to the left, and you'll see I'll be cutting right above that line. All right, you ready? Here we go. All right, so take off the clamp. This is our fancy advanced jiggery. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, I was on the wrong spot.
Oh, no.
That's all right. Here's one that I did. I've got there's the glue line. And then I cut right into the glue line up there. I know what I did. I was on the glue line. But we end up with a little space. So what you end up doing at the end, you get all your flutes in all around, and that glue line saves you from not having to saw it apart. It's actually glued up with thick paper, like grocery bag paper. So you can drive a chisel in there and you can split it apart. And this one we did actually last night in the course. So you split it apart. Look at that grocery bag paper. It just easily breaks, but it stays strong enough to route and turn the details here. And then you'll split it again, and you'll end up getting the quarter column detail itself.
So cool.
But come over here, look at what it looks like when it's installed. So we put one in to the chest last night as well. And you can see there it is in the corner. The quarter column is glued in, and it doesn't look elegant. It's got a nice block inserted on the top and bottom and really brings it together. So the finishing aspect will be a nice molding, cove molding on the top, and then the top itself with another nice molding. And then we'll have a molding on the base with the OG bracket feet down there. Let me just grab the quick drawing of this. I think I got it right here. So this is the goal. So we're looking at our quarter column right there. So we'll be adding that molding and then the OG bracket foot. So that's going to be an exciting session as well. So, if you're interested in this, you can, if you're in the neighborhood, you could watch anytime. You could watch it live or later. But if you're interested in the course, it's going to be up there. If you get a hankering to build a genuine 18th century quarter column. And you see, we don't use all traditional methods. I don't think they had routers back then. But they used whatever they had to the best they could. But we do use a lot of hand tools to get the details, so it works out well.
Yeah, we film these sessions live, if you don't know that, just like we're doing tonight. But Tom is, you know, on the hot seat trying to do this, and always does it well.
We
while we're
usually
doing it.
try, I usually try to make mistakes so that you can see what can go wrong, like I just did on that food. So you want to be very careful. You align with the correct line.
Yeah,
or
that's a
that'll happen.
heartbreaker right there, isn't it?
Well, this is an extra piece.
Oh, good,
but
okay.
Yeah, this is not critical.
You
I've
know
got
what you're doing.
way too many. I actually have 4 and 7 extras. But yeah, we have to make a lot for this thing.
Awesome.
So-
2 of them, yeah.
Well, there you have it. A nice introduction or touchback into the Chippendale chest of drawers, but more importantly, our visit to the Castle in the Clouds. Good thanks to them again, and thank you for hanging out with us. On behalf of the camera lady and myself, we look forward to seeing you next time, right back here on Shop Night Live. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. It's always so fun to be together. See you soon.